This is Top 30.
Starting this week, travelers might have to get to the airport even earlier. New travel restrictions took effect this week for people abroad who are traveling to the U.S., including both foreigners and Americans. Travelers will now be interviewed about their luggage, any liquids they're carrying, and where they're coming from. Flyers will also be subjected to inspections of personal electronic devices. More security measures take more time. Some airlines are telling passengers to get to the airport at least 3 hours early to allow for security screening. Some carriers have requested more time to implement the procedures. They've already taken effect on Delta, Air France, Cathay Pacific, Emirates, Lufthansa, and Egypt Air. The new measures will affect an estimated 325,000 flyers on over 2,000 flights every day. Passengers who've been interviewed so far are not a fan of the inconvenience. Experts are more concerned about flight delays. So as we head into the holidays, if you or your loved ones are flying to the U.S., remember to pack your patience.
Honolulu is the first major U.S. city that will fine pedestrians for looking down at their cell phone whilst crossing the road. The law went into effect this week, and pedestrians will have to pay $35 if they get a ticket for walking across a road or highway while using a mobile or electronic device. If you get caught again, the fine could go up to $75 and then $99 for every offence after that. It's not just cell phones, video games, digital cameras and laptops are included in the law. If someone is using a laptop whilst crossing the road, lock them up and throw away the key. The councilman who introduced the bill says the pedestrian shares responsibility with drivers when it comes to safety.
These are your quick hits. Elon Musk and Tesla have restored power to the Children's Hospital in Puerto Rico using solar panels and batteries. This is the first of many for Tesla in their mission to return power to the island following Hurricane Maria. Joe Girardi is out as the manager of the New York Yankees. After narrowly missing a trip to the World Series, ESPN reports that Girardi's 4-year, $16 million contract is up, and both he and the team agreed to part ways. And nobody directs an aircraft quite like Southwest employee Kyron Ashford. The New York native said he just likes to brighten people's day. The video has nearly 8 million views already, so mission accomplished, Kyron.
Let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with your friend and mine, Nicole Pedlides. Nicole, I hear that Uber is getting into a game you simply wouldn't expect.
Well, that's right, Richard. Uber is getting into the credit card business. The company announcing it will offer the Uber Visa starting November 2nd. You can apply for the card right on the Uber app or online. Uber, of course, has had issues with privacy in the past, so that may give some customers second thoughts about getting it. But the card does offer some pretty good perks that may be hard to pass. Well, are you a fan of Stranger Things? Well, this might be the perfect getaway for you. A hotel in New York City is offering an extremely cozy package for guests to stay in the Stranger Things themed room. And they'll also be able to stream the popular Netflix show. Booking rates start at $249 per night and will run through August 30th of next year. Well, are you tired of waiting at red lights? Well, get this. Our traffic system has not changed in 50 years. So a Carnegie Mellon professor who says that drivers spent about 40% of their time idling has developed a solution for that.
Nicole, that's fascinating. Have they implemented this anywhere yet?
Well, Richard, Pittsburgh and Atlanta recently implemented his intelligent traffic system by using cameras, radar, and radios. The system figures out which lights should be red and which lights should be green. As for the cost, well, we're looking at about $20,000 for each four-way intersection. More Top 30 when we return.
New details have emerged about Sherry Pappini, the Northern California woman who went missing while on a run, only to be dumped on the side of the road, branded and beaten 3 weeks later. According to Fox News, the Shasta County Sheriff's Department said the FBI released 2 composite sketches of the Hispanic women Pappini claims are responsible for her abduction. The FBI reports the first woman is between 40 to 50 years old, about 5'7" with long black hair that's slightly graying and thick eyebrows. The second is approximately 20 to 30 years old, about 5'5", with thin eyebrows and thick curly hair. Police also released the 911 call her husband, Keith Pappini, made to report his wife was missing.
At the end of our street, I just drove down there and I saw her phone with her headphones because she started running again, and I found her phone and it's got like hair ripped out of it, like in the headphones. So I'm like totally freaking out.
Additionally, authorities confirmed Pappini's right shoulder had been branded with a threatening message. They said details of the brand remain confidential as part of the ongoing investigation. Pappini was found alive 140 miles from home on the side of Interstate 5 Thanksgiving Day.
A second actress has come forward to accuse George H.W. Bush of groping. Earlier this week, the first actress, Heather Lind, said that, quote, "He touched me from behind, from his wheelchair. He told me a dirty joke, and then all the while being photographed, he touched me again." The second actress, Jordana Grolnick, said of her story, "I'm afraid that mine is entirely similar." Heather Lind said that the joke in question involved the former president telling her that his favorite magician was David Copperfield while fondling her. Reached for comment, Bush's spokesperson said, at age 93, President Bush has been confined to a wheelchair for roughly 5 years, so his arm falls on the lower waist of people with whom he takes pictures. To try to put people at ease, the president routinely tells the same joke, and on occasion, he's patted women's rears in what he intended to be a good-natured manner. He added that President Bush apologizes most sincerely to anyone who was offended. President Trump officially declared the nation's opioid crisis a public health emergency, but stopped short of calling it a national emergency, which he previously said he would do. A White House commission created by the president found 142 Americans die each day in connection with opioid use. According to USA Today, Trump's public health emergency declaration allows patients to get treatment through telemedicine, gives federal and state governments more flexibility in hiring substance abuse specialists, and makes more grant money available for recovering addicts. Trump previously said that he would declare the opioid crisis a national emergency, including just last week. That would have unlocked emergency funding and allowed the federal authority to take urgent action, but presidential aides told the New York Times that the administration determined a public health emergency was better suited to address this issue. A super remote area of the world is called the Spaceship Graveyard because it's where spaceships go to die. The exact location, 48 degrees, 52.6 minutes south latitude, and 123 degrees, 23.6 minutes west longitude, a remote spot in the Pacific Ocean. About 260 spacecraft have been dumped there, according to Popular Science, dating back to 1971. Some of those include a Soviet Mir space station, European Space Agency cargo ships, and a SpaceX rocket. The Spaceship Graveyard is about 1,600 miles away from the nearest piece of land, and the water there is more than 2 miles deep. Two of the main reasons it's used as a dumping ground. Space agencies have to time a crash over that spot, but newer spacecraft have built-in systems that direct them to go there automatically.
A golden retriever that was tortured and left for dead is now helping others persevere through their own struggles. Chi-Chi was found in a dumpster in South Korea. She was stuffed in a trash bag with all 4 of her legs bound with wire, literally rotting away. Well, miraculously, animal rescuers found her. She had to have her paws amputated, but they were able to save her life. Across the world, in Arizona, the Howell family saw a video on Facebook detailing Chi-Chi's story. And once they saw her deep eyes that told an even deeper story, they knew they had to adopt her. Chi-Chi boarded a plane and moved to Phoenix to begin again. And Chi-Chi is now blazing her own trail and helping others do the same. She lends comfort to veterans, to men, women, and children who've had to undergo amputation. Whatever the need, Chi-Chi's story is one of hope and resilience that is helping others fight through their darkest times. Chi-Chi still has a long road ahead. She has to take medication to treat the sores where her paws used to be. There's a GoFundMe page to help. We put it on our Top 30 Facebook page. Who knew we could learn so much about the pure will to live from a dog?
The Washington Post reported Albert Einstein was traveling around Japan in 1922 when he realized he didn't have cash for the bellboy, so he gave a different kind of tip, a handwritten note. The note, written in German, read, "A calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness. According to Gal Weiner, CEO of Winners Auctions and Exhibitions, Einstein had just learned he would be awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics, so he told the bellboy the note will probably be worth more than a regular tip. And as per usual, Einstein was correct. The note went up for auction this week, starting at a modest $2,000. Within 25 minutes, it was sold for $1.56 million. This is your Top 30 Health Roundup. Cybersecurity is becoming an increasingly important venture for the healthcare industry. Experts warn they're at a high risk of being targeted by hackers, and it remains one of the biggest challenges for the industry. There's an electronic tattoo made with graphene, a material 300 times thinner than gold that can monitor and record the body's vital signs. It could be of great use in the medical field, but they don't expect graphene to be affordable enough for mass production until about 2022. The Centers for Disease Control has announced that high cholesterol levels among adults is declining. The latest survey found that high cholesterol dropped in adults aged 20 and over from 18.3% to 12.4%. The use of cholesterol-lowering medications likely played a role.
In today's hometown stories from Fox 46 Charlotte, 7-year-old Austin Cawthon was born with a rare muscular condition called myotubular myopathy. He cannot stand, sit, walk, or swallow on his own. His parents say he's sarcastic, playful, and loves school. As he gets older, his parents would like a wheelchair-accessible van to help transport him. Well, luckily, the All Things Possible ministry is working to make that dream come true.
There's not another way to be but hopeful.
You can donate by visiting allthingspossible.org. In our second story from Fox 29 Philadelphia, the Veterans Watchmaker Initiative in Odessa, Delaware trains vets, especially disabled vets, how to repair watches. The 5.5-week course, which is free for veterans, culminates in a final exam where they need to put together their very own quartz watch. Not only does it provide them with the skills necessary for a good-paying job, but it also is therapeutic for them. In our final story from Fox 5 DC, 12-year-old Tomas Mink loves trampolines, but not like most other kids. He's been training in gymnastics since he was 4 years old. Well, now Tomas will represent Team USA at the 2017 World Championships in Bulgaria. He's reached the highest level for youth elite competition on the double mini trampoline. And check out some of his flips. He's incredible. He practices 5 days a week for 4 hours every day, and we wish him the best of luck when he competes at Worlds in November.
We've told you about some of the ways Amazon might try to stop your packages from being stolen by porch pirates. One of them has now been officially announced. Amazon Key will let delivery drivers into your house even when you're not there. Prime members in select cities can purchase a kit starting at about $250. It contains a security camera and a smart lock. Users get notifications on a mobile app the day a package is set to arrive. If delivery drivers knock and no one answers, they will enter your home while the camera streams and records the delivery. It sounds invasive because it is, but Amazon says it allows the right driver into the right home with an encrypted authentication process. The camera only stores videos for 24 hours and users can turn off certain features if they don't want to be recorded at home. Consumer advocates have expressed concerns about the service. Amazon says it offers a happiness guarantee if something goes wrong, but hasn't gotten specific about how complaints will be resolved. If you want your delivery badly enough to let a stranger into your home, Amazon Key will be available November 8th.
Abby and Aaron Delaney were born conjoined at the head, and 5 months after a successful separation surgery, the sisters are thriving. A team of about 30 spent 11 hours on the intense surgery in June at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Now 15 months old, the girls are able to sit up, roll over, and crawl independently, and Aaron was recently discharged, leaving the hospital after having spent her entire life there. Abby remains at the hospital, but her parents, Heather and Riley Delaney, are hopeful she will join her sister at home before the new year. Heather said Abby still has a little ways to go till she is able to be discharged. Hopefully, God willing, we will be headed home for the holidays. And we'll continue to keep you up to date with this incredible family's journey. Crisis averted for an NFL rookie who may have been helped by an outpouring of support on Twitter.
Man, somebody stole my bike. I ain't got a bike no more. I'm walking towards practice.
That's Pittsburgh Steelers rookie Ju-Ju Smith-Shuster walking to practice because his bike was stolen. The 20-year-old says he doesn't have a license or a car, so his bike is his only form of transportation. In fact, just the day before, he posted a video of him riding to practice with his Steelers helmet on. When news of the theft broke, Team Find Juju's bike started trending. Fellow Steelers wideout Antonio Brown jumped in to help, promising 2 free tickets to a game for the bike's safe return. So after all that, Twitter was able to rejoice at a happy ending. The bike was returned anonymously to the police department.
New evidence points to boats being what moved 170,000 tons of limestone that built the Great Pyramids in Giza. Fox News reported that the discovery of an ancient scroll, an archaic ceremonial boat, and an intricate waterway grid help explain how. The evidence supports a theory that the limestone was transported to Giza, now modern-day Cairo, via the Nile River using wooden boats built with planks and rope. The papyrus scroll is the only source to explain this and written by a man known as Mura. Previous evidence indicated that the limestone was sourced 8 miles away in Chura and that granite used was imported from Aswan, which is 588 miles from the Great Pyramids.
According to Time magazine, Condé Nast has finally cut ties with fashion photographer Terry Richardson for repeated alleged sexual misconduct towards women. Even though Richardson denies the allegations, stories like these inspire women from all walks of life to speak up about sexual assault. Harassment isn't just a problem in the workplace, it's an epidemic. A joint survey published by Cornell University and anti-street harassment activist organization Holla Back says in 2015, half of American women under the age of 40 reported being groped or fondled, as well as 84% of women first experienced street harassment before they turned 17. A survey on sexual harassment by the Pew Research Center reported 53% of young women say they've been sent unsolicited sexually explicit images. Sexual harassment isn't mutual. The best way to deal with it is by exposing your harasser. Privacy protects them, while exposure encourages others to speak up. In the case of repeated abuse, keep a record of all incidents in an email chain to preserve the time and date. If there's anything that the Me Too campaign taught us, it's that being vocal can set off a shockwave of change. Studies show regular use of a fitness tracker can help you boost daily steps by more than a mile. Johns Hopkins cardiologist Dr. Seth Martin says fitness trackers are a great tool for heart health. Tracking likely helps a lot of people when combined with a clear goal to shoot for, which is why we're bringing you today's Top 30 solution, a 2-pack of Silvercrest fitness trackers at a special 75% discount. Silvercrest fitness trackers are a wonderful way to stay motivated. It tracks your all-day activity like steps, distance traveled, calories burned, and active minutes. At night, it even tracks your sleep. The splash-proof tracker comes with a free, easy-to-read iOS and Android app that uses your stats to keep you focused. The 2-pack of Silvercrest fitness trackers retails for as much as $80, but today you can buy 2 for just $20. That's again about a 75% discount. And you can get this right now at morningsave.com while they last.
Itza, the automated restaurant that cuts out the human experience of dining out, has announced they will be shutting 5 locations in New York, Washington, D.C. and Berkeley. According to Itza New York, the restaurant, which served clean fare like healthy grain-based bowls, works like something out of the Jetsons. The efficiency-first platform allows patrons to order from a tablet and receive food without having to interact with cashiers and waiters. However, part of the problem Itza and many eateries like it are having has to do with the lack of human interaction. Itza says it plans to focus on integrating their technology with a number of other restaurants instead of opening any more of their own. The good thing about automated restaurants closing down is that they don't have to lay off the people they didn't hire.
A Chicago cop's noble deed made a teenager's day and is inspiring others with a story. A 15-year-old kid kept getting caught sneaking into a Chicago area gym. He had a membership in the past, but it expired. His family couldn't afford to renew it, so he tried to fly under the radar to play basketball with his friends. After catching him on the court several times, the gym called the cops, and Officer Mario Valenti showed up and then shocked everyone with what he did next. He talked to the teen, then bought him a gym membership. Officer Valenti told the Chicago Tribune, "Most of us took this job to help people, not to hurt them. He went on to explain that the basketball court was a far better place for the kid to be than the streets. The gym was so moved by his kindness that they extended the membership from 1 year to 2 years with no extra charge. A story that shows sometimes compassion is worth bending the rules a little bit. That's it for today's Top 30. Don't forget, you can get a 2-pack of Silvercrest fitness trackers for 75% off at morningsave.com. And on our next show, a group of teenagers want to change the smoking age, but not in the way you might think. There could be a new upside to genetic engineering, low-fat bacon. And wedding bells could be in the future for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Get the latest on our Royal Watch. It's all coming up on the next Top 30.